What's up, everybody? Just wanted to make this video because there is something that I've been wanting to talk about, kind of like a specific topic, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. Before I get to, just wanted to let you know that this might be a long video or a short video, which one might be. I don't really care, as long as it's, something to talk about, and hopefully 2K listens. There's something that I believe that there needs to be a lot of work for these improvements and all these changes for since 2K17 is almost over the horizon in about 2 months, which is coming out on October 11th, and I've already got my copy, which I pre-ordered 2 months ago. Of course, I'm pre-ordered for Goldberg. Of course, who doesn't want to play as Goldberg? But that's not what we're talking about. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things, the improvements and the fixes, and for 2K17 that they can fix that was screwed up for 2K16. So I'm going to go down to all these categories that I think that needs a lot of fixing. And we're going to go from detail to detail to detail. And let's get started. So, what I think about it is, let's go to the single player. Now, single player is pretty fun to do. It's pretty fun. This game has no problem at all. But there's a lot of problems that I have been dealing with, that I have been experiencing for the past months, ever since I got the game, and all these updates is what the reasons why this game is completely trash. So let's go for one-on-one, for example. Now you see here extreme rules and no holds barred. Now if you look at that very, very closely, you would see that there's a difference here. It's the same exact match, but the difference is that no holds barred, you can't set tables on fire. Only on Extreme Rules you can, which totally makes no sense. Why Extreme Rules is the only match type that you could set tables on fire. Like, why cannot you can't do it like Falls Count Anywhere or anywhere else? Now, see, Falls Count Anywhere makes sense because Falls Count Anywhere, it's like a hardcore match. It's like back in the SmackDown games where you would play hardcore matches, and it would be Falls Count Anywhere everywhere around the arena. And I think it would be awesome if we were able to go backstage and all around in certain areas that they were allowed to go to, like go up in the crowd, go into the backstage, go to the locker rooms, go to the bathrooms, go everywhere, even in the parking lot. It would be like awesome if they did that. If Falls Count Anywhere would actually mean something. Now for another match, is it on here? Here it is. Last man standing match. Now I'm okay with the pin system and such, which I'm gonna get to in a little bit. But last man standing match, I don't get the whole system, using the pin system as a way to get up. I think the true tradition of a last man standing match is try to mash the buttons for you to get up. Like, for example, if you'll slowly try to crawl, like, how in like WWE there's like certain matches like last man standing matches, and they're all crawling up, trying to get up, and the referee is still counting. Now in these games, once you start getting up, the referee will stop counting. While you're on the ground, he will start counting. But if you get up, like if you guys starts to crawl, he will stop counting, which totally makes no sense to me. Why? What's the purpose of this being called a last man standing match if you're just going to be pressing a button, and then you starting to get up and he stops the count? It should be where you start about to crawl, he continues counting. You have to mash the buttons, like you mash the buttons to try to get up, and he'll start crawling and crawling, and the referee will still count no matter if you are down in the ground or not. And I think that would be great. That would be how a real last man standing match should be. And I feel that they should do this. So another thing that they should include some more match types. New match types would be great. You know, whatever you can come up. You know, like for example, the steel cage match. For 2K17, there should be like an alternate steel cage. We can have like 4 steel cages if we want. Or we could just stick with 2. There could be steel cage, press L1 for steel cage original, and R1 could be for the Asylum match, which happened not too long ago, about months ago, with featuring Dean Ambrose's match versus Chris Jericho, where Chris Jericho had 69 thumbtacks around his arms and back, and I would think that would be pretty cool. Now as for like Falls Count Anywhere, I think you got a weapon wheel. Now that's what I want to talk about right now, the weapon wheel. There's few matches that I believe that the truly should be for match types and not. Submission, no. There shouldn't be any weapon wheel for submission, because I noticed that they included it in the game on the submission, and if you use any weapons, it would disqualify you. That's not supposed to go. And for Iron Man as well. So these 2 do not count. But as for Hell in a Cell, Hell in a Cell would be 100% definite weapon wheel, because I'm so sick and tired of having to use these steel chairs, these baseball bats, and steel steps. Why can't we get something new? And sledgehammer as well. Why can't we get something like, you know, a table, a ladder, or kendo sticks? All these weapons that in the WWE they use in like in the last Hell in a Cell. The last Hell in a Cell, I believe it was Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. They use tables. They use kendo sticks. And it would be great if they added the weapon wheel from the Extreme Rules match and put it in the Hell in a Cell match, so that we can play a Hell in a Cell match with all these extreme, crazy moments, so I could do it with my friends online. And I would love 2K for this, and WWE, if they would have put a Hell in a Cell weapon wheel. I would totally want for them to do that. Now, I think that's about it for this part. Let's see what else they can do. Fatal 4-way triple threat. You know, include some include some new matches for all these things. You know, for handicap match, there needs to be like where you can fight a normal, like you do like a 1-on-2 tornado or a 1-on-3 tornado. That would be pretty cool. You know, you see how test out it would be, and of course include the gauntlet match. And gauntlet match would be a great addition for online and offline. So yeah, that would be good to see. So that's what I think about the single player. That's what it needs some adjustments for them to do. Now let's move on to universe mode. Now universe mode, let's go in here. Universe mode, it needs a lot of improvements. Now, I stopped doing universe mode back at about a few months ago. I was doing like Raw, SmackDown, FTR, and ARW. Now, what may be the reason why I stopped doing universe mode was because it didn't feel like a universe mode. It didn't feel like anything like a universe mode, and I thought the 2K15 universe mode was a lot better. And because 2K15, I was doing like these, if you could check out on my YouTube channel, there was these moments where, and if you have a rivalry, it does it. And if you have a rivalry, and let's say you're in a rivalry, let's say for example like Kane versus Bret Hart. Now you go to that, and you'll go to somebody like Kane, like Bret Hart. Now Bret Hart, his enemies is Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Kane. And all this is the Hart Foundation. Now, they had it where in 2K15, they had it where you could be able to, like, anybody can interfere in your match. It doesn't matter who it could be, whether it's your enemy or a person that wants to start a rivalry with you. It was basically, I think it was, for example, when I did 2K15, there was a match which was supposed to be RVD. No, it was like RVD versus Cesaro. No, it was Neville versus Cesaro, my bad. Neville versus Cesaro, and out of nowhere, CM Punk comes out of nowhere, and he's on SmackDown. He's from SmackDown, and he comes out and attacks RVD and hits him on the steel steps and brings him to the ring. That's how a universe mode is supposed to plan out. That's incredible. And I set it up for a Fatal 4-Way ECW Championship match or a Fatal 4-Way NXT Championship match. That was the whole thing. That was the whole purpose of a universe mode, because anything can happen in universe mode. But nowadays for 2K16, it's just plain out boring. I mean, you got these other matches and you got rivalries, which is the cutscenes are only for the rivalries. They're not like how in the PlayStation 3 version where anything can happen and anything is unexpected. It could be a surprise. Somebody can come out and attack you, and that's how a universe would be. So if they were to bring that back, and I've seen it from New Legacy talk about this, and I agree, totally 100% agree with him. I liked it how they did it, and if they were to bring it back for 2K17, I would love universe mode. I would love to do universe mode with you guys. We would plan out some great stuff. And another example, I did it was like a triple threat match. I don't know what I think it was somebody in it, but Roman Reigns was a part of something. He was a part of a thing, and the two guys that came out after the Monday Night Raw was Goldberg and Dean Ambrose. It was some sort of like a Shield thing instead of Seth Rollins being there since he was moved on SmackDown. And Dean Ambrose and Goldberg were there, and Roman Reigns joined the faction. Factions are made randomly, feuds are made randomly, and that's what makes sense. That's what it's the whole purpose of universe mode. Anything can happen, and I believe that 2K15 universe mode should come back. It should get a great comeback. I believe so. Now, let's move on to creations. Now, creation mode. This is a huge problem, in my opinion. I believe this is a huge problem. Now, I think this needs to be working on some of these. This needs to be working on the creation suite. For example, to create a superstar. Now, just yesterday, I was trying to edit somebody from Community Creations, and I was trying to edit somebody for Community Creations, edit their characters. Somebody, I downloaded them, and I try to edit their attires, edit whatever attire. And when I hit the accept button, the game would crash my whole PlayStation 4, and takes me out of the application, which I had to go back in there and do it over and over and over again until it accepts it. Now, this is a huge problem. This creation suite is a huge problem, and I think that WWE should pay close attention to this. Hopefully they get a new upgrade for the creation suite. Hopefully it's better than last year's game. It needs a lot of work in there, and I think that, and what's funny is that what doesn't make sense is that you can edit your character, which, by the way, edits superstars, like divas as superstars, like WWE superstars or divas. That's a huge problem, because that's funny. Because what doesn't make sense is that you can edit WWE superstars and divas. You can edit their attires, which I had a problem with, because it kept telling me oh, you got to change this and this and that in order to do the attire, which bothered the hell out of me. And you can edit them just fine. But if it's a character, if it's your character that you didn't like the previous attire or previous look, and if you want to change your new look, that's the problem, because it would crash your game, and that doesn't make any sense. That's just ridiculous. I just don't know. You can edit WWE Superstar Diva, and it can plan out fine. But if you edit a custom diva or custom superstar, it would crash your game. I've had this a couple times, and it would screw up all the time and crash it. And ever since this new update, it just been doing this whole entire time, and that's not acceptable. But another thing they should add for the creation suite, is to create a storyline. Now, bring the storyline designer back in 2K14. Now, storyline designer is a great way for to add your own stories, and you could create your own stories to whatever you want to add. And and you can upload it, and people on download, like for example, Cia Pulse 3, Tony Pizza Guy, New Legacy Inc., they download these stories, and they upload the stories on YouTube, and they're pretty funny. Some of them are a lot funny, some of them are pretty serious, intense, and there are good ones, and bad ones, and great ones, and shitty ones, and that's what's great about Story Designer. And if they brought that back for 2K, then it would be a great, that would be great. That would be pretty damn well. It has a lot of things now. As some new movesets, from if you're planning to do the DLC packs, take it from the independent circuits. It's like, see all these moves from the independent circuits, because a lot of independent moves from the independent wrestling, they're hands down amazing. Take one we want, like for example, like Lucha Underground, Matanza and Cueto, the Wrath of the Gods. The Wrath, if you put that in the game, that would be awesome to do. Then we can have a full Matanza in the game. People be making him, people be downloading him, people be adding that on there, and that would be pretty cool. Now, universe mode, if they brought back the 2K15 universe mode, then the championship, arena, and all this stuff would be actually mean something. That would be, pretty cool. Kunimi creations, I think there's some little bit of needed work, but I think so. 2K Showcase doesn't really need to do work, since 2K Showcase, I like how they're doing the Brock Lesnar 2K Showcase. It's about time we got out of the Attitude Era and now into the Ruthless Aggression, where Brock Lesnar fights all these guys for guys like Goldberg, Ric Flair, The Rock, The Undertaker, John Cena, Triple H, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and we're got to get all this. But I have no idea what they're gonna plan for 2K Showcase. Are they gonna have a 2K Showcase? But we won't know until 2K17. Now, another thing, the online mode. Now, online mode, a lot of people are having problem. A lot of people are, they want to bring back the public match, where back in 2K14, a random person would join your match, and you would face him like if it was a one-on-one or a tag team or triple threat, fatal four-way, six-man, and that's what was pretty cool in 2K14, instead of having to, go to WWE Live, which is pretty cool. You could do like practice matches. You could practice before you get into the game, but it would be nice if they brought back the public match, so that we can fight randoms and we don't have to go to a private match to look. No, we don't have to go to ranked match to find buddy. Right now, kind of overpowered. And also the targeting system. Now, this is something that's a main thing that I cannot stand. Everybody can't stand it, and I think 2K16, I think WWE and 2K, they need to fix this targeting system. Like, for example, like you're aiming at somebody that's right in front of you, and you're aiming at like, for example, triple threat match. You're aiming at somebody that's right in front of you, but you're like right next to the guy that you're trying to do the finisher on and go for the win, but your eyes are directly to the guy that you just put in the ring, and that's the big problem. Is the targeting system. It's really freaking annoying, and I think they should it needs a big fix. They said that 2K16 online was going to be overhauled. Yeah, they pretty much lied about that a lot. They lied it. So hopefully this time the online servers are a bit better. I don't know about 2K17. I just think that 2K16 is going to be like a 2K16 ripoff. But if they do something about it, they do something great about this game, all these fix all this stuff, then this game would be decent. It would actually be get an 8 or 9 out of 10, and all these stuff that I'm saying, all these improvements that they can do for 2K17, then everybody would be much interested to buy the game instead of just buying it just for Goldberg and all this stuff. And another thing another thing that I wanted to talk about for the Creation Suite. They should put in for the edit Superstars and Divas, the edit WWE Superstars and Divas. They should bring in a new feature called, they should bring in where you can edit their facial hair and hairstyles. Like, for example, if you wanted to be able to make the legend killer Randy Orton, you could. If you wanted to be able to make the old school Undertaker, you could. If you want to be able to make the I'm trying to think of another. If you want to make like anybody, if you want to have Big Show to have hair, give him the old school Big Show, you could. And I think this would be a great addition. If you want to make the Ministry Undertaker, you could, add all these hairstyles, and people could get crazy with these things. And that's what's great about community creations. People go crazy over these creations. They put them online, and there's funny ones, there's great ones, there's shitty ones. That's what's exciting about the Creation Suite. You don't know what they're going to be making. Sometimes they're shit, sometimes they're good, but I think that a lot of these things need about big improvements, and I hope you guys have agreed with me about all this stuff that I've been saying. I know this is a long video, and but I hope you guys take the time to listen to what I have to say, what I think that matters for 2K17. The 2K17, we're trying to make this good. Lesnar's on the game, and if he's the beast incarnate, if he's a really beast, we should make 2K17 a beast game, just like how Brock Lesnar is a beast in real life. So that's pretty much all I have to say about all this stuff. Think that's it. One more thing. One more thing they should add for the single player, and for online as well, for online and single player. They should add the match creator. They should bring that back, and this game would be pretty cool. And this time, instead of having the 2K14 match creator, improve the match creator, make it the next gen match creator instead of having it for 2K14 where all the limited things to do. This time, add a lot of things to the match creator, so we could do like fatal 4-way elimination table matches. We could fight an elimination chamber where it would just be like a one-on-one elimination chamber match, and everything would be pretty cool. And match creator can have all this stuff. You can have like a inferno match. Yeah, by the way, we should have that back. Bring that back too. And the match creator will be the most fun. This game would be a lot fun. We do this online for private matches and public matches, and it would be this game would be pretty cool, honestly. So I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it. That's all the unless there's any more else. I don't think so. I think Royal Rumble needs a little fixing up. I can't remember what was I thinking about the Royal Rumble, but that's all going to be all the improvements, all the changes that I think that need to be made for 2K17. And this has been like 2K6. Don't get me wrong, 2K16 is a lot better than 2K15, but there's a lot of things that they need to be fixing. A lot of things. Submission system, I'm not really a fan of. Pin system, I am a fan of a little. I'm a fan of half of the time. And I think that this game, 2K17, can, so just like how Donald Trump says, let me take something out of a playbook out of Donald Trump. He says that we're gonna make America great again when I become president. Well, let's all of us join together and make WWE games great again. Make them great again. If you want that to happen, comment down below. Comment down below saying make 2K17. No, hashtag make WWE games great again. Put that on there in the comments. That would be great, because we need this game to be on point. It should be best for business, and I believe it should be. It's a possibility it'll be just like 2K16, but we don't know until like a couple months. So that's all we know for sure. The only thing we know about 2K17 is that the superstars and custom music, and that's it. So hopefully hopefully 2K listens to our wish list. Hopefully they listen to us and actually put these stuff in the game. If not, then 2K is only best about the only good games they make is NBA. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys took the time to listen and what I have to say. If you agree with all the stuff that needs to be made in 2K17, that's great. If you don't, then that's your opinion. But if you have something that you want to add that I didn't get the chance to talk about, leave it in the comments section below. What do you guys think that needs to be a big improvement? Like what kind of fixes that need to be made, all that, etc. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button this video. Leave a comment. Subscribe for more content on here, and also follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Wrestling Amino, which I don't really do much on. Hopefully I'll do again. And until next time, we're gonna make WWE games great again. It's all about the new era. Peace.